All right, guys, we're back again, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the elements of art and then get into the principles of design. Now, the elements of art are things that you should be fairly familiar with. I'm sure your art teachers in the past have talked about them before, and they're right here in front of me right now. Line is the connection of 2 points between each other. Shape is a closed line. Form is how things take up three-dimensional space. Space is how much room around the objects are. Color is the different hue or the pigment that each thing is. Value is how light or dark the color is. And texture is how something feels or how it looks like it feels. All right. This shouldn't be nothing really new to you. Okay. If this is brand new, please let me know. We'll talk about it. But today I bring these up because in order to talk about the principles of design, which is your assignment for today, you need to remember the elements of art, because the principles of design are how the elements are used. So for today, you've got this sheet that explains each one of the principles of design and gives you a little space underneath to add a picture. Now, when you are looking for pictures, like our first one is Unity. I don't want you to just type in Unity, grab a Google image search of that and put it in there. No. That's no good. We want to be looking for artworks, and we want to read about what Unity is and then look within the artwork to figure out which one is the best example of it. Okay? So let's get our first one going here. Instead of searching for Unity, we are going to search for artwork or art or interesting design or interesting art. It's going to give us a lot of things to choose from. Okay? We'll come back to that when it comes to it. Well, we're going to start with Unity. All right, Unity is the feeling of harmony between all parts of the work of art, which creates a sense of completeness. If you look at my examples here, the way that Unity works is the pieces go together. The way that pieces go together is they have something in common. This work of art right here made out of cut paper, each piece of cut paper, even though it's a different color, is the same shape. And that helps it all go together. This painting of Wonder Woman over here is all painted with the same kind of brush stroke. It's kind of messy and blurry, but you don't see any clean, sharp lines in there because those would be very different and it wouldn't go with the rest of the picture. That's why these two are good examples of Unity, because they have things in common. The things in the picture have things in common with the other things in the picture. Okay? Next, variety is the use of several elements of design to hold the viewer's attention and to guide the viewer's eye through and around the work of art. Variety and unity are opposites. Unity is how things go together. Variety is how things are different. You can see in these two examples here, I've got a huge variety of color. I've got a huge variety of shape, and that just means that there's a lot of different versions of each of those things. And you can tell right now I'm talking about the elements, the shape, the color, the lines are all very different from each other. Lines in this one, not so much this one. Okay? Emphasis, the next one, is the part of the design that catches the viewer's attention. Usually the artist will make one area stand out by contrasting it with other areas. We're going to get to contrast later. The area could be different in size, color, texture, shape, etc. So in this picture, what stands out to you? I don't know, maybe this guy's head that's on fire? Yeah, it's a brighter color than especially what's behind it. And it's more intense and it really stands out. That's the emphasis of this work of art. Moving on to movement. Movement is the path the viewer's eye takes through the work of art, often to focal areas. Such movement can be directed along lines, edges, shapes, and color within the work of art. All right, so lines are an easy way to show movement. When we look at a work of art, we are looking all over it, and sometimes our eyes follow lines. Just like in this picture here, you might start out at this gray line here, follow it into here, follow it over to here, and maybe catch another one down to the next part. You may not even realize you're doing it, but the different parts of the work of art are sending you in different areas. The sky in this Impressionist work, this is looking like Starry Night. You can see all the brush strokes are going in one direction, and that focuses your eye and brings it in to this lighter moon up here in the sky. All right, your eyes follow those brush strokes until they terminate right there. Next, we have contrasts. Contrast is created when very different objects are placed next to each other. Now, these can be different in color. They can be different in texture. They can be different in value. If we look at Spider-Man here, we've got the dark black of his suit standing out in big contrast to the light, bright yellow in the background. This black to this red is a huge change, and that change is called high contrast. All right. Second example here, another value example is this light, this bright light coming through the trees compared to how dark black the silhouette of the trees is. That is another example of high contrast. Pattern. Pattern is the repeating of an object or symbol all over the work of art. So I've got two examples here. This one here, we've got some radial or round patterns where it's these oval shapes are repeated as you move around the circles, or these leaf-like or petal-like shapes are repeated as they go around. Same thing for this strange artwork. We've got these eyeballs repeated over and over throughout the piece, and these flame shapes also repeated along with these blue rectangles or shapes underneath here. I think that's meant to be the world actually underneath. Okay, repeating elements. All right, and that's it. And this is your job for today. Now, for mine, I have two examples for a lot of these. You only need to find one. Okay, and then you need to copy and paste it right underneath, right into these empty spots underneath. So what you're doing is you're doing a Google search, just like I showed you here, for art or cool art or weird art or interesting art or cool design, and you're looking for a picture to go with each one of them. Now, each picture could fit in multiple places, but please don't reuse. If we look at this one right here, this could be used for variety. There's lots of different colors. All right, it could be used for contrast because the black trunk of this tree is very dark compared to the light background. It could even be used for unity because the way these brush strokes are put on there, all the brush strokes except for the tree are the same, and that makes the whole thing go together. All right, we could also talk about movement in this one. Our eye follows the trunk and the branches of the tree as it goes up into the space. All right, so it's not a difficult thing to do if you can start using your brains and you understand each one of the principles of design, and you should be able to find a picture fairly easily. All right, so one picture example for each one, get it turned into me, and that's your work for today. Have a good one.